Hey friends, it's me, Courtney with the K, and welcome to the Daily Drop Podcast. Today's episode of the hashtag Asking for a Friend segment, I have a special guest, David, helping me out. And when I tell you things get real juicy and deep, this is not a podcast for the kids. So make sure if they're around, they have their little headsets or something keeping them occupied that they are not listening. We talk about sex. We talk about physical attraction, how important it is in a relationship, how men feel about the 90-day rules. David gives a tip for every man on what he needs to do before going out with a woman. And ladies, trust me when I say you need to hear exactly what that is. So without further ado, let's get into this hashtag Asking for a Friend. It's me, Courtney with the K, and today helping me out with this hashtag Asking for a Friend. And you know we call it hashtag Asking for a Friend because everybody who asks, you know, they never asking for themselves. It's always for a friend, right? So I have somebody helping me out to give me a male's perspective. So joining me today, I have David. So David, thank you for joining me. So all right, so today the hashtag Asking for a Friend, David, someone wants to know, is it possible for men to be able to date someone and not just like date like a bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, like to actually seriously pursue someone that they're not all the way attracted to? And what they mean by that is, let's say you don't find her attractive in the face, but she has a nice body. Or maybe she clean up well, and when she has on her makeup, she looks okay, and she got this lace front wig, she look okay to take her around your friends. But the minute you take her home and all this stuff gotta come off, you feel like you had that Shrek and Fiona experience and the magic wore off and she don't look the same. Do you think in general for men it's possible to continue a relationship on long term with someone they're not really all the way attracted to but could clean up nicely?
Yeah, well, I think it's so a lot of people can do it just because, see, men like what they see and women like what they hear. So depending on what you want from a woman and what your expectations is, of course the body is going to always be one of the high priorities of the average man over the face. You know what I mean?
So even when she take that off, that face just look like who did it and why. It doesn't even matter because the body's still the same.
Exactly. Now, it's kind of like, I mean, of course, if she accepted for her body, but she ugly to a man, the average man probably just, he want the body turn him on, so he thinking with the wrong head, so.
Okay, now let's switch it up. Let's switch gears. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, what if the body not there either? Like, what if she don't have a nice body, but she cleans up really well, but she has a big heart? Like, she has a nice personality, but you're just not like a man just not attracted to her. Yeah, how important is physical attraction to men?
Physical attraction is real important. Now, if she don't have a body or a face, but she clean up and look kind of decent, then, it's levels to this stuff, man. Like, if she got, the average man might, and your girl who you walking around with sort of say, then you got a low self-esteem anyway to even belittle yourself to accept that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the end of the day, when you walk out that damn door, you're worried about what other people think. So if you don't like her in the inside of the house when y'all one-on-one, that shit ain't gonna last no way. Because every time you leave the house, everybody's gonna get your attention. You know what I mean?
I can respect that.
So you gotta like more than just this or that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people get run off into the sunset just because somebody's fine because, it's just the way this society is today.
Yeah.
You know?
And social media doesn't make it any better because I feel like now, like to a certain degree, people care more about what they look like on photo, like doing it for the gram. Like if you look picture perfect, then it's perfect.
Right. Exactly. Now, I can give you another perspective. Is this, okay, depending on what level you is and where you trying to go in life and how much experience you done had, if you run into somebody that's not that attractive, but they wealthy, then you might get in where you fit in and just be stable and just be with somebody because y'all can have something together, et cetera, et cetera. But that depends on what level you're on. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta like something about somebody. Now I'm gonna say this. And this goes for everybody, every human being in the world, whether you're a man or a woman, cat, dog, ant, cricket,
Okay, what is it? It's an ant or a cricket.
Yeah. Listen, whoever you dealing with, whether y'all about to be in a relationship, y'all taking it serious, or about to get married, or married, everybody gotta have a wow factor about each other. Like, you gotta be able to look at whoever you dealing with, and it gotta be at least one damn thing that make you say, ooh, at least one. If it's not one, your ass is in trouble in the long run.
I could definitely agree with that. You're right about that. You're right. It has to be something about that person that still make you feel like, okay. Like, okay, yeah, he not cute, but he got cute eyes.
Right.
Something. But
Right.
But I always find it funny whenever a friend is introducing somebody to me and they lead with telling me about their personality before they describe how they look. And like, I don't know how men talk, but for me and my group of friends, usually that's a sign that he not cute. And so she trying to already prepare me for it, like telling me some other stuff. And she be like, oh girl, yeah, he got a real good job. He's really nice. He went to college. She giving me the resume before she just say, oh, I met this guy and he cute. I'm like, okay, he must not be cute because you just told me all these other things. So when I see him, I'm like, oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah, ooh, he don't look all that, but oh yeah, she said he had a good job and he's really nice, he treated well. Okay, like.
Right, but you know what? If you independent and you always held your own down and you never ever count on nobody else, somebody having money not gonna get your attention. You'll be looking more toward their personality, how y'all compatible, and how they look to you. You know what I'm saying? Right,
and I don't know like how men think, but I think like for me, I feel like even if somebody had money and thankfully I'm together. But hypothetically speaking, if I was in a situation where I was not financially stable, I feel like money could attract me, but money couldn't retain me.
Yeah, I got you.
Like the money, that may get my attention for a little while if I'm in a position that I need this and you giving me something. Like if you dangle it in my face, because some guys, they try to sell themselves. Like they meet a woman and, it's like, I'm not even asking you what you do. I'm not asking you none of that. You just putting it all out there and you just like you just throwing the money. If I'm in a position that I need the money, that little tactic may work for the time being. But as soon as the situation change and I'm not in a position where I need this, it's like that's only going to work for so long. So you're right. You do have to there has to be something more there.
gotta watch why you are with somebody, because if it's not a package deal and it's just for a couple of things, well, everything gets old. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't find something in somebody that you can grow with that'll last a long time, and then that little sensation or that little outlook that you got about them is what attracts you to them, all right, when that shit get old, then what?
Then what? Right. Right.
So, you know, you gotta be careful why you choosing people and what you being with them for.
This is true. This is very much so true. And I feel like for women, I don't really, I can't speak for men, but I feel like for women, we look for that wow factor. It doesn't always have to be like physical. Like if a guy can make a woman laugh and you have like chemistry, that can go a long ways. Because it's been a lot of times that I've seen it in my circle, people around me, and I know their type and I know what they usually are attracted to. But they can meet somebody that's completely opposite of what they find good looking like. They could say, oh, I only like men this height. And this man could be nowhere near that. But if he cool and they just have that chemistry, then that could be enough to like oversee everything. Like for men, is something like that possible for men, considering that most men are very visual? Like, is it possible if there is nothing physical at all that wow this man about this woman, but when they start talking, everything is just there? Like they're really cool. Like is that possible for a relationship to build from that, or is that always gonna be like the girl next door?
Nah. It's a such thing as a homie, lover, friend. You know what I mean? You can be homies with the girl or whoever you with. Both of y'all can be homies, lovers, and friends at the same time. So basically what I'm saying is, if you can be good friends and you can kick it and open up and be yourself to each other, like literally, don't be bringing no representative to the table. Say what's on your mind, speak what's on your mind. If you want to do something, do it. Be aggressive with each other. Just bring everything to the table. Then that wipe out all the games and all the mind games, because the mind games is what get people fucked up and don't know why each other is with somebody. When you just keep it real, then you able to see why you really like this person and if you are going to like them. But if they hide shit and just bringing out their little half skeletons and stuff and not giving you their full self, then you're going to be misled. And then that's how people end up wasting their damn time. Because you end up finding out this person ain't really who they thought they was. Because look, I'm going to tell you something else. This is why it's so important to keep it real and be yourself to the T. Like, if you're a man and you got a homeboy, you're supposed to be like you are around your homeboy with your woman, but of course, add the affection and add the romance and all that. And
right.
A woman needs to be around her man just like she is around her homegirls on a personality level. And this is why. Because, okay, in the long run, I lost my train of thought.
But you just made a lot of points. You said something that is so true. Like, you need to be who you are at all times with the person that you're dating. Because a lot of time people play games and they try to be who they think you want them to be in order for you to accept them. And you can only keep up that front for so long before the real you come to the table. And then when the real you show up, they may not like that version of you. And now there's a disconnect.
Right. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. Let's say you met somebody and y'all getting along and everything's going down, and then down the line, somebody that you know you talking to this specific person or whatever, and then they be like, so how y'all doing? Is it going good or whatever? And it's always one or the other that be like, I mean, they cool, but I just don't know what it is. It's just something about them that I don't know. They like me more than I like them. And I'm going to tell you where it come from. What that comes from is, okay, let's say I like to cuss. I'm just giving an example. Let's just say I like to cuss.
Okay.
And if this woman uses cussing as a figure of speech, you know, she just talks that way, and I'm not, and I'm being too proper and et cetera, but you can kind of sense that I'm not really being myself, then that little thing right there could be what's turning her on. She might want to see me cut. And then that might strike a match up under her and get her more turned on into me. But what I'm trying to say is, whatever you holding back because you think you might run this person off might be what they want to see to get closer to you.
Right. And then sometimes even if it do run that person off, maybe it's best to let that person run off so somebody else can run up that will accept you for who you are.
You damn right. Now, that's golden, what you just said right there. That's golden. So when you lay your head down on your pillow every night and close your eyes, you're supposed to be like, hell yeah, this motherfucker accepted me for exactly who I am, and we got along. That's how it's supposed to be at the end of the day.
And that's the dilemma that I sometimes find myself in with dating, because I'm not a fake person. However, people can meet me in a somewhat of a fake environment, in the sense of when I'm working, the person I am when I'm at work and the person I am when I'm off work, it's not that I'm not the same person, but it's just naturally some things you don't bring to the work environment because it's just not professional. Not that you're not being who you are, you're just not showing all of you because this is business. So in my profession, I travel for a living and I have to wear makeup. Makeup is a part of my uniform. I have to put on makeup. So if I meet somebody like right after work or before work, they see me in makeup. Well, in my day-to-day life, that's not really me. Like, I am a girly girl. I don't consider myself, I'm not really a tomboy, but I'm not a woman that like to wear makeup 24/7. And I'm not ugly without my makeup. I'm cute with or without the makeup. However, if you looking for like this high maintenance trophy wife kind of look 24/7, you see me in one aspect and you expect that this is how it's gonna always be. But when they realize like, okay, this is not what it is, they're like, wait a minute. What happened to them lashes? Like, what's going on? You tired? I'm like, no, this is just me. I'm not doing this every day.
Right. Well, you know what? Every woman that fits that category, if they want to impose that on a man, accepting them for who they are, what they normally don't have on or whatever, they need to do that every time they're together or when they spending time together, so the man can get used to it and the woman can pick up on the body language.
Right. Because I make sure on the first date, because I don't like wearing a lot of makeup, so the first time I go with somebody, if they met me with a face full of makeup, the day number one, I'm showing up how I would normally be, so we can just not waste each other's time. Let's see how this goes. Because that's not me.
Right. That's a good idea. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with people who like to wear makeup every day. It's just not me. Like, I'm slow in the morning. Like, I'm just really not a morning person. And the crazy part is I'm not a night person either. I'm like a middayer. So, like, it just take me too long to do stuff. And if I got to add makeup to the routine, it's like, yeah, forget it. It's not happening. So, yep. But I think you made some really great points. Like, everybody should just be who you are and find somebody that accept you for you. And then you don't even have to worry about the whole attraction thing, because if they accept you for you, all of you is attractive to them.
That's right. That's right.
All right, well.
So, you know, what was you going to say?
No. What were you saying, David?
I was going to say, yeah, that's true right there. But you know what? Whenever you be yourself and you can just sit back, women need to just pay attention to how the man reacts. You know what I mean? Don't make too many comments. Just sit back and see what a man wants you for. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen to me, I'm going to be real blunt on something tell you what. The next time you're about to go see her, I said, masturbate. And they said, what? I said, yeah, masturbate. And I said, after you masturbate, if you don't want to go over there no more, that's why your ass was going over there.
Oh, see, that's real.
Real talk, see? So now, that exposes that y'all not so compatible and you don't cut how you like this way, X, Y, Z. You just basically with her for sex, because if you don't want to hang around her just because you ain't horny no more, that's all you with her for. Period.
That was some real stuff. So ladies, take notes. That was some real stuff. Now, since you went there, David, I have to ask you this, because you went there. How do you feel about ladies imposing that 90-day rule that Steve Harvey put out there?
Hell no. Because on the flip side, sex is important too. Chemistry is important too. Because look, I'm going to tell you like this. Let's just say every woman implemented their rule. At the end of the day, most women gonna be hurt. You want me to tell you why? Because a lot of dudes is already running game. So basically, if a woman want to put a 90-day rule on it, you know what the average man gonna do? He gonna be like, all right, if he really wanna, or if he, listen to me. A man ain't gonna tell you his intentions. He gonna show you his intentions. So let's just say
hello.
he just wanna have sex with a woman. Let's just say he just wanna have sex with you. Well, guess what? Y'all don't live together. He still got his own life, so he can enjoy his life and do any damn thing he wanna do until he get what he want out of you. So if you wait 90 days in order to give him some or whatever, he could be getting it on the side just until he get yours.
And then it doesn't necessarily mean that on day 91, after the fun, he gonna stay.
Bingo.
And now you just wasted 90 days.
Bingo. Exactly. So basically, it's quicker to know what somebody wants from you early as possible.
Okay, so you just said a mouthful. So basically, I hope some people listening to this and take notes, because that was some real stuff. So basically, just pay attention. They say you have, a wise person say you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
That's right.
You got 2 ears and 2 eyes. So that means you're supposed to look and listen and speak less.
Yep, that's right. So, you know, it's a package thing at the end of the day, man. Somebody can look good, somebody can be fine, somebody can be wealthy. But at the end of the day, man, it's all about compatibility and y'all being friends, man, and being able to be trustworthy to one another and trust each other, man, and open up and communicate. That's real talk.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dave, because you were so open and so honest. And I think you just taught a lot of women a lot of stuff. Now, I don't know if the men going to be looking at you like some of them be like, oh, you know, he done said too much. But you just said some real stuff.
Well, look, it ain't every man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Right. This is true. This is true. Different strokes for different folks. But hey, at least now some people know. And because somebody needed to hear that you need to just observe and just take everything with a stride. Like, treat everyone as an individual. You can't group everybody and say, this is what everybody do.
The stuff I said, it's 50-50 worldwide.
Right.
Want to get serious. So if a man needs help in trying to get serious and he's tired of playing the field, that advice works just as well for him. Man, it might not work good for somebody who wants to continue playing, but hey, it is what it is.
That's true, because they got some women that have some ulterior motives too. Like, men not the only ones with intentions. They got some women that they not after the best thing. Like, for example, one that a lot of people already know. You know, some people, they find themselves on some online swiping, but they got some women that just be swiping just because they want to get out the house and have a free meal. They not looking for nothing serious. They just want somebody to take them out the house, and they don't have to go in their pocket.
Right. Now let's not get it twisted now. There's women out here who do the same They can have somebody for wealth, somebody because they look good, and somebody because they put it down. No matter what the gender is. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, women and men out here doing what's moving and shaking like they want to. So, hey, it's game everywhere you look, every which way the wind blows. You just gotta be able to get in where you fit in.
That's real. That's real. You just gotta know how to play it.
That's right.
Or hey, or just be yourself and just don't play at all. Just be yourself and let somebody that take you for who you are, and hey, just roll with it.
That's right. Truth that set you free. That's real shit.
It's so much easier not having to keep up with stuff, because I know once upon a time, like, they used to have this unwritten rule, like, okay, you meet somebody, y'all exchange numbers. Now it's like, okay, well, I can't call too soon because I don't want to look like I like him too much. Oh, he just texted me. Okay, I need to make him, I gotta wait before I reply. Like, it's just too much trying to keep up with these unwritten rules that we don't even know who they is. We all like, oh, well, you know what they say, but nobody know who they is. So, but it's like, just do what you want. You want to talk to somebody, talk to them. If they answer, they want to talk to you too. Like, at the end of the day, you can't make nobody do nothing they don't want to do.
Exactly. Well, what you just said, that's how a lot of people get got, and they don't get who they want, because when you half step, you never know the stuff you half stepping on is what the other person might want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. Like, let's say in the dating game, you might have 2 or 3 prospects, and you might be trying to figure out which one you want to be with. Okay, if you got this woman over here, or this man or whatever, who acting like they too good to call you, acting like they too good to reply at a certain time, so it won't look like they sweating you, you know, playing all the mind games, not giving you compliments, not expressing themselves, how they like you, how you attracted to them, et cetera, then they going to be the weaker link, and the people who do that, you're going to be more attracted to them and go that way. So they
Right. Because it's just like you said, you just don't know what that other person looking for. So all of the games and the, oh, let me not do this, but you kind of wanted to do it, but you're afraid to do it, that insecurity or that doubt or that hesitation could be what knock you out the picture. And now you don't even have the opportunity to shoot your shot because you slept on it, like you snoozed and lost.
Yep. That's right. Cold mouth don't get fed, and that's just how it goes.
Well, that is so real. Well, thank you so much, David, for coming on to the Daily Drop podcast and just being so open and so honest and just keeping it real throughout this interview.
For sure.
Okay, so that was your drop for today. And shout out to David once again for just stopping by and speaking his truth. And if anyone's listening, if you have a letter that you would like our feedback, make sure you go ahead and send an email with the subject saying #asking4a friend to the Daily Drop podcast at gmail.com. Well, I'm your host, Itzmekortni, Courtney with a K, and thank you always for joining the Daily Drop podcast.